About 3 hours ago, this is Saturday, the 11th of April, 2015. I put up on Facebook and videoed about mind control murders that were made to appear like suicide. They were suicide when they're mind control murders, or deaths that appear to be of natural cause, which is they can do cancer, strokes, anything. And they're hard to prove. The ones I've spoken about in the past and put on Facebook and video and turned over to the media and all this, and they don't print it. And they won't print about my kidnapping or tell about it, even though they've known about it longer than I did. I only found out in '83. But the point I'm making here is that I just put this up a few hours ago. And in it, I was putting up about Neil Entwistle. He's in prison. He's a UK citizen for killing his wife and baby, which is a lie, in Boston, Mass. He did not. He was framed. Then I told about Brian Keith because at the time I told he was murdered by mind control. And I went back and looked that up because Sebastian Cabot is British. And way back then I told that Sebastian Cabot was murdered because of some interaction and the timing and everything. And at that time, I didn't know I'd been kidnapped and I'm British. But anyway, Mr. Cabot, that was the death mind control. And Brian Keith supposedly committed suicide in '97, even though he was actually dying and wouldn't have lived from emphysema. And I don't remember the other disease he had that would have killed him. But supposedly, he was in a lot of pain, and I'm sure he would have been, from the death of his daughter, Daisy Keith Samuel, who had just committed suicide. And I don't remember what was used. I know that at one of them, a rifle was used, and then the overdose, I believe, was the twin, Buffy, Ms. Jones, who played that part, I believe, was an overdose. And then you had what really struck me, because I'd just been posting about Mr. Entwistle again. I had done his about a year and a half ago. When I first started YouTube, I put it up, and I'd already put it up on Facebook. But this is what struck me. How far back does this go? Because Brian Keith, in that article, it also about his daughter just 10 months earlier committing suicide. Then he commits suicide when he's already dying. It's mind control. But it mentioned he was concerned also at the time of his death about his stepmother, Peggy Entwistle, who was a citizen of Wales, the UK. And I've forgotten how she died, but it was put down as suicide. Well, she died, it had to have been when he was a baby or something, because she was, I think, 27, and she was an actress, and she had died a long time ago. So I'm going to leave it at that. They just had told about the suicide on the Capitol grounds. And that was about a little over an hour ago on CNN, and I know I heard it. I was sitting here, I heard it, and it shocked me because I just posted all this. And from then they said it was breaking news, and they would follow up on it. Well, then they went into Castro and into Obama, who's down there, and they haven't stopped. This is a little over an hour ago, and they haven't mentioned the suicide on the Capitol grounds or anything. I wonder if they're going to cover that up. I wanted to go back to the Gonzales who went over the fence and got into the White House. It's the timing, synchronicity, and dates and names and all that fit into patterns, a timeline. And Gonzales is the name, Victor Gonzales, of a doctor back in Atlanta, and he's still in practice, how sad to say. I believe in Marietta. And there was a lawsuit against him and a gag order put on it, which was very sad. How do you gag rape, and how do you gag the man telling about killing Cindy and Eastern Airline stewardess because they were, quote, talking too much. and I've already put this on, and I've had enough happen to me. He was found on the floor with Kathy in his office out at Northside, and this is years ago, back 72, sometime then, on the floor at night about 7 o'clock, and had her on the floor, and they were having sex. Kathy helped him there at Parkwood in Atlanta. He was at Parkland, by the way, when John Kennedy was killed. He was an intern in second there. John Kennedy was. But what I want to say that Victor Gonzalez was from, I've forgotten the name of it, from near New Orleans or from Louisiana. He went to college there, and Kathy was sent up there by his mentor, who was either a psychologist or psychiatrist there at the University of Louisiana. For him, you would think he would know he was a psychopath, and yes, he's been diagnosed by other doctors as a psychopath. So here he sends Kathy, his daughter, up there. Well, Gonzalez took care of her all right, but then that's what I'm saying, Gonzalez, they're using names, times, and dates. It's not just random if you have a database of it. And it's mind control used, and are they going to cover up the suicide? I heard it. It was at 4 o'clock on CNN.